Well, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you are lucky enough and joyful enough to be doing it to, I'm Bushka on Blitz, and you are back for another one-game wonder, a staunch little hit out in the World of Tanks that is basically my salute to those of you who only have time for a quick smoke break or a little bit of throne reading time, as they say in the classics. The one-game wonder series is basically my take to try and lessen the load on those that don't want to watch a 30-minute video. Now, you can see me saying wow there. That's because we've had one YOLO already who went bridge, and I was about to have another word, and I thought, you know what, stuff it. I'll just move forward and do my level best to inflict punishment upon them. There's an SU-152 who hasn't made it out of respawn. He's just near the one there on the top northeastern corner. A couple of others behind. This map brings out the very worst in humanity, in my opinion. But you can see here, that's a great little spot, a little trick. If you are on Falls Creek and you don't know about it, just about any tank can climb the hill on that little edge there. Now, we're going to track this Tiger here. We always go for the track. Even though we miss the damage shot in the driveway, we'll get him stuck and he doesn't get a chance to move back. And now he's in all kinds of trouble. There's a Yag Panther on the hill just above the cap there. This IS-6 is going to move out. Now, normally he might be able to side scrape and do what he does here, but he doesn't take into account the elevation. And the elevation means that his armor's been flattened out, and the IS-6 relies on sloped armor to be effective, and flattened armor is going to get him absolutely nowhere. So the team's more or less just falling to bits here. No big surprises. We had a bunch of humans that either camped spawn or YOLO'd over the bridge. That's Fails Creek. So I'm going to go very, very deep. Now, by that I mean wide and deep into the map, away from the red dots that you can see there on the radar. Because I don't need to be near them to hit them. I've got a very, very good long-range weapon. I can just as effectively put fire in as I can if I drove right up next to them, only this way they won't see me. The drawback is that you also don't see the hills and the inclines around. You'll note this IS back up here, and he'll go up an invisible hill that we can't see. That's because there is something there, and it makes very difficult to actually put shots in. Now, remember that SU-152 we talked about earlier? I've got no qualms in leaving these two guys here, the KV-5 and the SU-152, to fend for themselves, because they basically left the rest of the team to fend for themselves. They did not cross the Rubicon. They did not get involved in the battle. The KV-5 might have a very fair excuse. He got pulled up pretty sharply because he is quite slow, but everyone else managed to get to the cap circle or around. We are now going to be putting shots in here. You can see this is the old dirt that you can't see but actually is there. You've got to be very careful with that. So you aim a little bit higher, a little bit above, and do your level best. And we're getting shots into the back there. The T-54 has enough accuracy if you let the reticle go down to actually hit those kind of shots. It's not a problem at all. This is a bit of a lucky one though. That's a very, very close shot for a 54. So I've narrowed the field down considerably. We're going to get this guy, the Carnarvon, as he drives up towards the cap to try and put pressure on. We've nutted him. So it's just me and the SU-152. As far as I'm concerned, the SU-152 can take a long walk off a very short cliff. If you're going to camp respawn on this map or camp bridge, I have absolutely no time for you. Now, the Ferdinand has made a fatal error. He too has camped the bridge and he's gone down into the water. He has absolutely crap mobility, and in the water his traverse speeds are going to be nerfed to hell. I'm going to speed this up here just so we can move forward. There are two tank destroyers left. The Object 704 is by far the most important to take out, and because of the low profile on the 54, all I really need to know is where that 704 is, and then I can successfully circle of death him, using him as cover to keep the Ferdinand at bay. So I found the 704. I know where the 30 is. He is wallowing around in the water like a stuck hippopotamus. Any TD that wants to go trundling through the water deserves what he gets. So what we're going to do now is pump through here, past the Ferdinand. We might take one on the way, that's fine. But once we're past him, we can drop adrenaline and successfully pound this 704. And you can see there, he looks to be quite stock in terms of traverse. And we're going to move forward again so that the Ferdinand can't get any more shots on us, and we've nutted the 704. Really poor positional play there by those two. We're not too worried here. Once we take the shot from the 30, that's great. As long as we can drive past him with any hit points left, we will be apples. And there we go. You can see what I'm talking about here. The water slows down the traverse rates tremendously. He is of no consequence when it comes to getting that gun to bear on us. And we get our 6th kill of the game. So, fairly solid game there. The 54 is obviously a tremendously powerful tank. Probably pound for pound the best tank in Tier 9, a lot of people would say. It's certainly a super popular tank for those that re-roll and such and want to drive through, because it has tremendous hit point penetration values on its heat rounds. It's got great camo, it's got great mobility, and it's got great armor. So there you go. 6 kills, top gun, 4.6k damage, not much assisted there. We did vampire a little bit and make a living off the hit point pool of that KV5 and that SU-152, but I got no qualms, mate. I'll go to sleep pretty happy tonight. So there you go, another quick hit out one game wonder. We've got another one game wonder coming up, the M103 on Port Bay, and then there's going to be a little bit of a sleepy period because I don't have any more content. I've not had much of a chance to play lately, and I do have a full-time job, which is becoming increasingly difficult to find the time to fit in. If you haven't already, please consider sponsoring the channel. It's very, very helpful, and it certainly allows me to devote a little bit more time to Blitz than I would otherwise. Without Patreon, I probably would have to ditch half the stuff that I'm posting to channel at the present. Anyway, boys, girls, hope you're all well. Onwards and upwards, and stay safe on the battlefield.